All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down on the 13th of July. Protesters storm official residences of President and set Prime Minister's house on fire last night. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Conclave on natural farming through video conferencing at Surat in Gujarat today. Home Minister Amit Shah says country is moving towards achieving 100% results on issues that require building a national consensus. Addresses 30th Northern Zonal Council meeting in Jaipur. Amarnath Yatra temporarily suspended. Rescue efforts are in full swing by multiple agencies to trace missing people. Death toll increases to 50 in landslide incident in Manipur. Incessant rains throw normal life out of gear at most places across Telangana. The festival of sacrifice, Eid-ul-Azha or Baqr-Eid, is being observed with religious fervor and gaiety in various parts of the country today. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sacks ambassadors to Germany, India, the Czech Republic, Norway and Hungary. In Wimbledon tennis, top seed Novak Djokovic to take on Australia's Nick Kyrgios in men's singles final in London today. In cricket, Indian men's team beat England by 49 runs in second T20 International in Birmingham yesterday. Take unassailable 2-0 lead in 3-match series. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has announced to step down after protesters stormed his official residence and set the Prime Minister's house on fire last night. Neither the Prime Minister nor the President were present in the buildings. Lakhs of people descended in the capital Colombo, calling for Mr. Rajapaksa to resign after months of protests over economic mismanagement. Mr. Rajapaksa will step down on the 13th of July. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe has also agreed to resign. Parliamentary Speaker Mahinda Abeyewardena said the President decided to step down to ensure a peaceful handover of power. He had requested the public to respect the law and maintain peace. Sri Lanka is suffering rampant inflation and is struggling to import food, fuel and medicine as it faces its worst economic crisis in 70 years. The country has also run out of foreign currency and had to impose a ban on sales of petrol and diesel for private vehicles. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address a natural farming conclave through video conferencing at Surat in Gujarat today. It will witness participation of thousands of farmers and all other stakeholders who have adopted natural farming in Surat. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Mr. Modi in his address at Gujarat Panchayat Mahasammelan in March this year had exhorted at least 75 farmers in each village to adopt natural way of farming. Guided by this vision, Surat district undertook a concerted effort to sensitize and motivate different stakeholders and institutions like farmer groups, elected representatives, cooperatives and banks to help farmers adopt natural farming. Consequently, at least 75 farmers were identified in each Gram Panchayat and were trained to undertake natural farming. The farmers were trained in 90 different clusters, resulting in training of more than 41,000 farmers across the district. More in this report from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
As a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had exhorted at least 75 farmers in each village to adopt natural way of farming in his address at Gujarat Panchayat Mahasammelan in March this year. Guided by the vision of the Prime Minister, Surat district undertook a concerted and coordinated effort to sensitize and motivate different stakeholders and institutions like farmer groups, elected representatives, cooperatives and banks to help farmers in adoption of natural farming. Consequently, at least 75 farmers were identified in each Gram Panchayat and were motivated and trained to undertake natural farming. The farmers were trained in 90 different clusters, resulting in training of more than 41,000 farmers across the district. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
Home Minister Amit Shah said India is moving towards achieving 100% results on issues that require building a national consensus. Speaking at the 30th Northern Zonal Council meeting in Jaipur, Mr. Shah emphasized that all stakeholders should come together to establish a strong cooperative mechanism for development, for which purpose the regional councils were created. The minister was cited as saying in a statement issued by the Home Ministry that although the role of the Zonal Council is advisory, he was happy that in his 3 years of experience, more than 75% of issues in the Zonal Council have been resolved by consensus. The statement said these include Forensic Science Lab and Forensic Science University, amendment in CRPC and IPC, banking service in every village of the country within a radius of 5 kilometers, mobile network in 100% villages, providing rural population all the facilities of state and central government through a common service centre. The meeting was attended by Chief Ministers of Haryana, Rajasthan and Himachal Pradesh, the Lieutenant Governors of Delhi and Ladakh, besides the Administrator of Chandigarh. Our correspondent reports of the 47 issues that were discussed, 35 issues have been resolved. It was also decided during the meeting that a committee under the chairmanship of the Home Secretary with all concerned departments and state governments will be formed to prepare a strategy to deal with the growing menace of cybercrime.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis met President Ramnath Kovind at the Rashtrapati Bhavan yesterday. After meeting President Kovind, both leaders met BJP President JP Nadda. Quoting sources, our correspondent reported that in the meeting, expansion of the Maharashtra cabinet was discussed. The Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra also called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Mr. Shinde and Mr. Fadnavis also had a meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah. Addressing a press conference at Delhi's Maharashtra Sadan yesterday, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde said the state, which gets support from the central government, takes major strides on the developmental front. He said to give justice to all sections of the society, center's assistance is of paramount importance.
महाराष्ट्र में जो नई सरकार स्थापित हुई है बहुत ही मजबूत सरकार है जिसके पास मेजोरिटी है 164 और सामने जो है 99 है तो हम लोग मेजोरिटी में अभी जो मौका मिला है तो उसका पूरा उपयोग जो है ये महाराष्ट्र के विकास के लिए हम लोग करेंगे.
Speaking about the pending cabinet expansion in Maharashtra after the new government came to power in the state, Mr. Shinde said deliberations in this regard will take place after today's Ashadi Ekadashi. Ashadi Ekadashi is one of the most important religious festivals of Maharashtra. This ceremony is generally held at Pandharpur, where a huge number of devotees gather to celebrate the festival. It is a religious procession festival which is held every year during the Ashad Shukla Paksha. According to sources, more than 10 lakh Varkis reached Pandharpur on foot to take darshan of Lord Vitthal on the auspicious occasion today. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, along with his wife, also performed the Mahapuja of Lord Vitthal and Goddess Rukmani in the temple town today.
Flash floods triggered by a cloudburst near the holy cave shrine of Sri Amarnath Ji in the Himalayas of Kashmir had swept away many pilgrims, killing at least 16. Search operation continues relentlessly amid fears that many yatris are still trapped under the debris. A report.
The Amarnath Yatra has been temporarily suspended from Jammu and both the tracks of Pahalgam and Baltal in view of the rescue operations. The district administration of Jammu has requested the Yatris not to reach the Bhagwati Nagar base camp today and stay at 30 lodging centers set up by the district administration in Jammu city. The annual Sri Amarnath Ji Yatra, which began on 30th of June this year after remaining suspended for 2 years due to COVID, was scheduled to end on 11th of August, Shravan Purnima, the auspicious day of Raksha Bandhan festival. Mountain rescue teams equipped with choppers and lookout patrols with high-tech equipment with sniffer dogs have been deployed for the search and rescue operations, and 15,000 stranded pilgrims were shifted to safer locations on the Yatra routes. 28 injured Yatris were rushed to hospitals and are being treated. About 40 people are still missing, while a total of about 65 have been injured after the flash flood and landslides rummaged through tents and community kitchens near the holy cave shrine. Over 110,000 Yatris have already already paid their obeisance to Lord Shiva at the Holy Cave Shrine till Friday evening. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha chaired a high-level meeting yesterday to review the ongoing rescue, search and relief operations at the Holy Cave Shrine. He also visited SKIMS Hospital and Srinagar and inquired about health of pilgrims who got injured in the unfortunate cloudburst incident. With Sunil Kaur's report, Aarti Rana, AIR News, Delhi.
In Karnataka, the State Emergency Operations Centre reported that 370 Amarnath Yatris from the state are believed to be in different locations in Jammu and Kashmir. Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority Commissioner Manoj Ranjan said there have been no casualties or injuries to pilgrims hailing from Karnataka so far.
In Manipur, the number of dead bodies retrieved from the landslide spot in Noni district has increased to 50 till last evening. 18 persons are injured in the incident and are hospitalized. Intense search operations are going on to trace 11 missing persons. The incident took place in the intervening night of the 29th and 30th of last month. We have more from our Imphal correspondent.
Among 50 dead bodies retrieved from the spot so far, 29 were the personnel of 107 Battalion of Territorial Army. 13 personnel of the same battalion were rescued alive and they are undergoing treatment. The search team have been working to retrieve the 11 missing persons, which includes 6 laborers who took part in the railway project in None district. The body identification has become increasingly difficult due to the tissue deterioration. Around 1,000 personnel have been participating in the search operation and they are using sophisticated equipment to locate missing bodies. JJ Thokchom, AIR News, Imphal.
Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, was elected President for lifetime of Yuvajana Shramika Ritu Congress Party, YSRC, yesterday. The process was completed on the concluding day of the YSRC's two-day plenary after the party constitution has been amended to enable Mr. Jagan's election as President for a lifetime. Mr. Jagan established the YSRC in March 2011 after quitting the Congress.
You're listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down on 13th July. Protesters stormed official residence of President and set Prime Minister's house on fire last night. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address Conclave on natural farming through video conferencing at Surat in Gujarat today. Home Minister Amit Shah says country is moving towards achieving 100% results on issues that require building a national consensus, addresses 30th Northern Zonal Council meeting in Jaipur. Amarnath Yatra temporarily suspended. Rescue efforts are in full swing by multiple agencies to trace missing people. Death toll increases to 50 in landslide incident in Manipur. Incessant rains throw normal life out of gear at most places across Telangana. The festival of sacrifice, Eid al-Azha Bakrid, is being observed with religious fervor and gaiety in various parts of the country today. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sacked ambassadors to Germany, India, the Czech Republic, Norway and Hungary. In Wimbledon tennis, top seed Novak Djokovic to take on Australia's Nick Kyrgios in men's singles final in London today. And in cricket, Indian men's team beat England by 49 runs in second T20 International in Birmingham yesterday. Take unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी करने वाले परीक्षार्थियों के लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो लेकर आया है प्रोग्राम अभ्यास, जिसमें आप अपने सवाल पूछते हैं व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करते हैं abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर, जिसके जवाब आपको मिलते हैं हर शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। और इस बार का विषय सोशियोलॉजी और आपके सवालों का इंतजार हम करेंगे बुधवार 13 जुलाई तक। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 870001 4242 पर
8700014242।
The Prime Minister will inaugurate and lay foundation stones of various development projects worth more than 16,000 crore rupees at Devghar in Jharkhand on the 12th of this month. Mr. Modi will inaugurate the Devghar airport to provide direct connectivity to Baba Badrinath Dham, which is an important religious destination for devotees from all over the country. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also inaugurate the newly built 250-bedded AIIMS hospital in Devghar. Mr. Modi will also virtually inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of development projects worth more than rupees 16,835 crores, which includes 13 new 8-lane road highways, direct railway route for Varanasi from Devghar, redevelopment of Ranchi railway terminal, and laying of natural gas pipeline project. Prime Minister will also offer prayers at Baba Badrinath Dham temple and later address a public rally at Devghar College ground. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
In the evening, the Prime Minister will address the concluding ceremony of centenary celebrations of Bihar Legislative Assembly in Patna. He will inaugurate Shatabdi Smriti Stambh, which has been built to commemorate 100 years of Bihar Vidhan Sabha. Mr. Modi will also lay the foundation stone of Vidhan Sabha Museum. Home Minister Amit Shah will join the 6th National Conclave on Mines and Minerals as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Iconic Week celebrations on the 12th of this month in New Delhi. The Ministry of Mines has highlighted that the national level award, Rashtriya Khanij Vikas Puraskar, will be conferred on best performing states in the field of mining during the conclave.
And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On the 10th of July 1806, the Vellore Revolution started against the British Raj. It was the first instance of a large-scale and violent uprising by Indian sepoys against the East India Company.
After Tipu Sultan was killed on May the 4th, 1799, during the siege of Srirangapatnam, the British troops took over the kingdom of Mysore. The British handed Mysore over to the Wadiyars, the former rulers of Mysore, and Tipu's children and their families were exiled to Vellore. However, this strategy soon came back to haunt them.
Tipu's children, their families, and innumerable servants formed a community of Mysoreans in exile, which numbered up to 3,000 and split over a considerable area around Vellore. Tipu's family soon began conspiring to avenge the death of their father and leader.
On November the 14th, 1805, 6 years after the bloody battle at Srirangapatnam, an order was issued by J.F. Craddock, Commander-in-Chief of the British troops, detailing the new military dress code. According to the order, the sepoys had to dress in a uniform and shave their facial hair, and were forced to wear a leather turban that had a cockade made from a cow hide. Though the order was passed to establish uniformity, the Hindu sepoys objected to wearing leather headgear.
Manida, manida, iniyum viligal sivandal ulagam vidiyum. Viliyil valiyum udiram muzhudum iniyum saridam eludum. Asayum kodigal uyarum uyarum nilavin mudugai urasum.
When 21 sepoys from the 2nd Battalion, 4th Regiment, expressed their resentment, they were subjected to corporal punishment and faced public lashing at Fort St. George in Madras. On the morning of the 10th of July 1806, The sepoys attacked Vellore Fort. A massacre followed, in which more than 100 British soldiers were killed, many of them shot while they slept.
The British flag was lowered by the sepoys, and Tipu's flag, given to them by Tipu's fourth son, Moizuddin, was hoisted. When a British cavalry regiment from Arcot reached the fort, it was already in possession of the activists. Soon, though most of them were killed by the British forces, and the rebellion was crushed.
Though the Vellore Mutiny is often overshadowed by the events of 1857, its effects were felt in Britain. The officers deployed at the fort were questioned about their intentions of introducing the changes that resulted in the uprising. We also remember independence activist Rahman Khan, a resident of Satara, Maharashtra. Khan was initially in the English East India Company army, but left it to join the struggle for freedom from foreign rule during the uprising of 1857. He fought the British on several occasions in Satara until he was caught by the company troops in the thick of a combat.
Khan was put on trial for desertion and mutiny and sentenced to be transported for life with hard labor and irons. Rahman Khan died in custody on the 10th of July 1859 in the Andaman Islands. AIR News salutes the brave son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with our listeners tomorrow.
National Fish Farmers Day is being celebrated virtually at National Fisheries Development Board, Hyderabad from 10:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. today. Ministers of State for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Balian and Dr. L. Murugan will grace the occasion. Around 700 fish farmers, aquapreneurs and fisher folks, professionals, officials and scientists from across the nation are expected to participate in the event. The festival of sacrifice, Eid-ul-Azha or Baqr-Eid, is being observed with religious fervor and gaiety in various parts of the country today. The faithfuls will offer Eid namaz or prayers in Eidgahs and mosques. In Delhi, the main Eid prayer congregations are being held at Jama Masjid, Fatehpuri Mosque and Shahi Eidgah. Eid-ul-Azha is observed to commemorate the willingness of Hazrat Ibrahim to sacrifice his only son in obedience of God's command. Elaborate security arrangements have been made for the occasion.
President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have extended greetings to the people of the country on the eve of Eid-ul-Zuha. In his message, the President called upon the people to rededicate themselves to the service of mankind and work for the prosperity and development of the nation. In a message, Mr. Naidu said that Eid-ul-Zuha epitomizes the spirit of sacrifice and devotion to God, and it is an occasion to share and care and show compassion towards the needy and the poor. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has greeted the people on the auspicious occasion of Eid-ul-Zuha today. In his message, the Lieutenant Governor observed that the auspicious festival is an occasion to reaffirm our faith in the unity of humanity.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky yesterday announced the sacking of Ukraine's ambassadors to Germany, India, the Czech Republic, Norway and Hungary. It was not immediately clear if the envoys would be assigned new positions, and there was no reason assigned to the move. Kyiv and Berlin are currently at odds over a German-made turbine undergoing maintenance in Canada. Germany wants Ottawa to return the turbine to Russian natural gas giant Gazprom to pump gas to Europe. Meanwhile, Zelensky has urged his diplomats to drum up international support and military aid for Ukraine as it tries to fend off Russia's military operation. On to sports and tennis. top seed Novak Djokovic will be looking to make history, going for Grand Slam title number 21 when he takes on Australia's Nick Kyrgios in the Wimbledon men's singles final in London today. Djokovic made it to the final by defeating Cameron Norrie in 4 sets in the semi-finals, while Kyrgios had an easy passage as his opponent Rafael Nadal pulled out due to an abdominal injury. The 35-year-old is aiming to capture a 7th Wimbledon crown and 21st major title as he aims to close the gap on 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal. In wrestling, Indian under-20 women's wrestling team clinched medals in all weight categories in the 2022 Under-20 Junior Asian Wrestling Championship being held in Manama, Bahrain. The team finished the event with the runners-up trophy yesterday. India captured 3 gold, 4 silver and 3 bronze medals at the event. Antim, Priyanka and Arzu won gold medals, while Sweetie, Reena, Bipasha and Priya won silver medals. Bronze medals were won by Sito, Tannu Malik and Sarika. Japan finished at the top of the table with 202 points, followed by India with 200 points and Uzbekistan as third with 145 points. The competition in freestyle wrestling will start today.
Indian men's team took an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series after beating England by 49 runs in the second T20 International at Edgbaston in Birmingham yesterday. Chasing a target of 171 runs, England were bowled out for 121 in 17 overs. The third and final T20 International will be played today at Trent Bridge. In Telangana, incessant rains for the past 2 days has thrown normal life out of gear at most of the places across the state. The rainwater has inundated low-lying areas, particularly in northern Telangana districts. Several streams and rivulets are in spate due to heavy rains for the past few days in the catchment areas.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital, Delhi, will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 26, the maximum will be 33. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Chennai will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate or rain or thunderstorm. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers, and Jammu will have thunderstorm with rain. Leh will have generally cloudy sky, while Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Muzaffarabad will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Visakhapatnam will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers as well. Hyderabad will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain, and Bengaluru will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. In northeast, Guwahati, Imphal, Agartala, Gangtok, Kohima, Aizawl, Itanagar and Shillong, all these places will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. 15,000 evacuated after Amarnath tragedy. Rescuers dig debris, headlines Hindustan Times. The paper quotes a survivor saying that rocks came rolling down and the situation was horrifying. The Sunday Express quotes another survivor saying that the tents were right next to the stream. There was no hope we would live. In a rare gesture, 3 of the 4 Quad members have issued a joint statement on former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's death, writes the Sunday Tribune. As per Union Health Ministry data, COVID-19 cases in India are on the rise with 18,840 new cases in 24 hours, reports the Asian Age. Persons of Indian origin, Sunak and Soella, face racist attacks hours after launching bids to run for UK PM post, writes the Times of India. And finally, The Hindu carries a story of 20 red pandas to be released by Darjeeling Zoo in Singalila National Park in the first rewilding program of these animals.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to step down on the 13th of July. Protesters storm official residence of President and set Prime Minister's house on fire last night. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address conclave on natural farming through video conferencing at Surat in Gujarat today. Home Minister Amit Shah says the country is moving towards achieving 100% results on issues that require building a national consensus. Addresses 30th Northern Zonal Council meeting in Jaipur. Amarnath Yatra temporarily suspended. Rescue efforts are in full swing by multiple agencies to trace missing people. Death toll increases to 15. Landslide incident in Manipur. Incessant rains throw normal life out of gear. at most places across Telangana. The festival of sacrifice, Eid al-Azha or Bakrid, is being observed with religious fervor and gaiety in various parts of the country today. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sacks ambassadors to Germany, India, the Czech Republic, Norway and Hungary. In Wimbledon tennis, top seed Novak Djokovic to take on Australia's Nick Kyrgios in men's singles final in London today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.